That conversation with Richard Wolff in the last segment got me to thinking about, as I mentioned when Richard and I were talking, got me thinking about cooperation versus competition, which in turn got me to thinking about something a friend of mine said in an email thread the other day when he was trying to encourage people to act on a certain issue. He said, Waiting for Godot didn't have a happy ending. Waiting for Godot, of course, being the Samuel Beckett play where in terms of critics of the time, at least in their reaction, nothing ever happens. And my reaction was, yeah, but Waiting for Lefty did have a happy ending. And Waiting for Lefty was the Clifford Odets play where in the end, when Lefty, the organizer, fails to show up, maybe the cops got him, maybe something else happened. If I recall correctly, Lefty doesn't show up, so the workers organize themselves. That, to me, in a sense, is the difference between the collective and the individualistic version of how our world gets better. In other words, we are, as the old saying goes, we are the people we've been waiting for. And that, in turn, gets to the issue. One of the things I wanted to discuss with Richard Wolff and didn't get a chance to discuss with was the proper way, in his view, to look at the presidential election. But I'll give you a sneak preview. Here's mine. I don't think the presidential election is the be-all and end-all. I think that it's important, it's significant, but I think that a lot of other races, a lot of other challenges, a lot of other campaigns and movements are very, very important. And I think that the problem with our fixation on presidential elections, and I blame Democrats and liberals and to a certain extent the left for this as well, is that it is a kind of celebrity fixation. That at the end of the day, our presidential candidates become celebrity figures high above us, remote from us, and it becomes way too much. I'm not the first one to say this, but it becomes an American Idol type situation. It's not. I might have been the first one to say it actually, but that was a long time ago. But the fact is, we're so concerned with the candidates that excite us that we don't think about the policies that would make our lives better. And I'm going to keep hammering this in the year to come. We've got recent reports saying that Beto O'Rourke, for example, is on the verge of announcing that he's going to run for president in 2020, which is fine. Anybody can run that wants to. But here's a candidate who is, in his own way, to loop back to my opening monologue, a hologram. What you see depends on where you stand around him. We've had enough of that kind of candidate who runs on personal charisma and not on a clearly defined set of issues. So let's stop fixating on candidates and start being lefty ourselves.